Have you ever thought why Derpy Hooves have googly eyes? Or about two villains that literally cold-blooded killed ponies and kitties? Okay, you're about to know some of the most well-kept secrets that no one pays attention to until now. So, if you love unveiling mysteries, this video is just for you. Hey beautiful people, I'm Julie, and did you know that many ponies may have the exact same cutie mark? That's right, it might seem weird at first sight, since we learned that the cutie mark represents each pony's unique talent, right? But it so happens that in Equestria, that isn't that of a rule. A well-known example for that are Aloe and Lotus. Those two ponies who work at a spa. They have the same cutie mark, and we get it that this is because they have the same job and all. But things get more interesting when we realize that other ponies, which I don't even know if they have any connection at all, can also have the same identical cutie marks. You see, Dr. Hooves and Minuet have the same exact cutie mark, and each one lives a completely different lifestyle, with different talents and personalities. This shows that having the cutie mark doesn't necessarily means having the same destiny or talent. It can be a symbol that represents something bigger, that fits in different ways in each pony's life. So, although it seems that the cutie marks are unique and exclusive, being by an animation mistake or lack of creativity, still, this makes the world of My Little Pony even more interesting, showing that not everything needs to be so exact or definitive. Did you know that in the universe of G4, we had only two villains that truly killed ponies? In the My Little Pony comic Friendship Magic Issue 1, we see with more detail Sombra's past. Yeah, that's Sombra, which further becomes a ruthless tyrant. In the comics, we learn about his past, how he arrived at the Crystal Empire, and how was his life before everything. He even had a friend, Radiant Hope. However, because Sombra was an Umbran, that means a creature naturally evil and dark, Sombra always felt attracted by this dark magic, until someday Sombra gave his all to his dark nature and confronted Princess Amore, until he used his dark magic, turning her into stone right after. And as if this moment wasn't bad enough already, Sombra breaks Amore's statue right in front of her old friend, spreading her fragments all around Equestria, guaranteeing that no pony would ever restore her ever again. And as we saw King Storm's statue breaking back in 2017 movie, it's pretty obvious that Princess Amore was dead and shattered to pieces forever and ever. Now, in the not-so-dear Chrysalis, she killed two innocent people in the comics. Her first kill was when she kinda exploded Kitten right in front of the Cutie Mark Crusaders. Yeah, she killed the poor cat in front of them. And even that, the explosion was black. I believe that this was an attempt to not make the scene even more brutal. Now, her second murder was in Friendship is Magic issue 5, where the Queen fools King Trot, a really narcissistic and selfish pony, so then she could suck all his love for herself. And by sucking this pony's self-love, we can see that the poor one got drained, with his ribs and bones appearing, just so he could wither and die, without his love for himself and his life essence. Cruel example of how evil Chrysalis can be in the comics compared to the series. But comparing her to Sombra, who was the worst villain, he or Chrysalis? I have my guesses, but nothing assertive, so let's debate in the comments, okay? In the episode Where the Apple Lies from season 6, we follow a part of Applejack and Big Mac's past, and how a small lie became complete chaos. Things went so far that they even made up that Grandma Smith was admitted to a hospital, and it's exactly this hospital where we see a curious scene. Derpy as a kid with a blindfold on, and if she had just had an eye surgery or was doing some sort of treatment, this could give the idea that she might not have been born crossed-eyed and clumsy, but actually that something happened to her, an accident perhaps. This theory gets strength because of a joke that was made in a fan animation called Double Rainbow, where we see a plant vase falling on Derpy's head, making her eyes go back to normal. But right after after that, another vase falls and she becomes, well, Derpy. Poor thingy. I'm so sorry for her, but it's impossible to not laugh at this scene. But we cannot forget that Derpy is only like that because of an animation mistake back from the first episode of the series, because so far she was just a regular background pony. By the way, did you notice that most of G4 villains have the title of Queen or King? I imagine that most of you must know that this is due to the fact that Disney kinda created this trend. Princesses and princes are always good, and kings and queens are always the villains who dare use evil powers. So much that prior to that, we would have a Queen Celestia instead of Princess Celestia. However, what not many people know is that G4 and G5 also had some characters with the title of King and Queen that are good, meaning that they weren't cruel, not genocide. One of them are Queen Novo, who we saw in the G4 movie from 2017. A fair and good queen who worried about her people, the sea ponies, who were practically hidden from Equestria in order to protect themselves from any external threat. Now in G5 we have Queen Heaven, the leader of Zephyr Heights, so to speak, the land of all Pegasus from this generation. Even though at the beginning she was kinda annoying and stingy, we can't deny that was due to the lack of magic in Equestria, you know. I also believe that Queen Parabola was a nice queen, even though I don't know anything about her. I just know that she was some sort of zebra alicorn that was one of the first leaders of Equestria, and that, according to the legends about her, before disappearing, Queen Parabola hid a mega treasure somewhere around Equestria, and that only the spiders know its location. Man, I love to know more about her. More than any amount of cash, really. Okay, but what about Thorax? Or actually, King Thorax? I mean, after he changed, he became some sort of ally to Equestria, right? Of course that he would have received the title of Prince Thorax, just like Shining Armor did when he married Cadence. Although I think the main reason he wasn't given a title of Prince and not King is because this would make the other changelings and even the people around Equestria really mix things up, thinking that Thorax was Queen Chrysalis' son or something like that. Get it? Although I think the series did suggest that all changelings are kind of Chrysalis' offsprings. Let's forget about this part. The important thing is that Thorax was a great cooperative king for his people and also for Equestria, going against this thing of kings and queens are always evil. Another fact about the ponies in the series is they reproduce sexually like any other real-life mammal. I know it seems obvious, but many fans rather ignore this fact because it's a series for all ages, especially for the little ones. Still, we can't deny their biology, which seems same better as ours. So much that Cadence got pregnant, and no, she didn't go Emily Agrest and used literal magic to make her pregnant. Basically, all the characters we see in the series were born in a natural way. The problem is when we see Weird Al, Cheese Sandwich voice actor, making jokes about hooking up with the brony's main waifu, Pinkie Pie. Cause in the last episode of the series, we see that Pinkie Pie had a kid with Cheese Sandwich. I've gotta say this was such a mean flex, but a fun one nonetheless. And he touched a pretty sensitive part of the fandom with this one too. Now, I want to hear from you guys. What do you think about these secrets? Did you know them all? And which one made you surprised the most? Tell me in the comments down below, okay? And share this video with friends and family so they can also know about these facts. Thank you a lot for watching this video till here, and hasta la vista!